So okay, let's just say you fight from the south, the southpaw stance,
The orthodox,
and I'm gonna fight from.
the southpaw, or the orthodox.
This is my orthodox.
Yeah.
Oh! What you talking about? What you talking about in a minute?
He gonna be tired in a minute.
I'm already tired.
He gonna be tired in a minute.
The newly leaked training footage of Terence Crawford with Shannon Sharpe has sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan shared his excitement about the potential fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo, calling it a massive showdown. He reflected on Crawford's impressive journey through multiple weight classes and expressed confidence that moving up again won't be an issue for him this time.
You know what I'm excited for, man? Terence Crawford and Canelo. That's
gonna be a big one.
That's the one.
That's a big, huge fight.
That's the one.
That's
That's
the
the
one.
one.
Yeah,
A lot
that's
of
the
people
one for the
think
year.
Terence is too small. He weighed himself the other day. He was 185 pounds.
He just looks scrawny in the ring.
Well, he
fought
gets
at what,
down.
140, 150.
Well,
150.
he just won the 154-pound title, and before that he was fighting at welterweight, which is 147. But it's not like he doesn't have time to like thicken up a little bit. And if he's walking around at 185, that means he probably cuts a considerable amount of weight to get down to 54.
100%.
But I think he's getting thicker. And he was deadlifting 450 pounds the other day. Like,
You like deadlifts?
I think they could back up.
Joe Rogan, speaking with Bilal Muhammad, noted that Crawford's rise through weight classes has prepared him for a challenge like Canelo. He added that while weight usually matters, it won't be an issue for Crawford, especially with the big payday on the line.
There's very few guys that keep that power as they keep going up and up and up in weight. It's just...
And there's so many weight classes in boxing, right?
Yeah.
So you could be, like you said, if for Canelo and him, it's the fight that makes sense. So for him, he's like, I need to find the biggest fight, and it's, all right, let me move up a couple more pounds here.
Yeah.
And then you think it's not a big jump, but those pounds make a difference.
It makes a difference,
Yeah.
but for Crawford, I think he just wants the big money fight. Like, what is the big money fight? Canelo's the big money fight. Crawford is one of the best ever. He's 36. He's like, maybe this is, let me get one big money fight and get the out of here.
Yeah.
But he's got Boots Ennis, knock on his door too, which is another amazing fight, but super dangerous. Just like Benavidez is dangerous, Boots Ennis is very dangerous. Very dangerous.
There's always somebody coming, right
Yeah.
behind you. And these guys who've been at the top so long, you're like, all right, let me get somebody that's on my level.
At the same time, Rolly Romero shared his thoughts on the matchup, bluntly stating that anyone who thinks Crawford has a chance is an idiot. He emphasized that this fight isn't about skill differences, but rather the significant size gap, arguing that Crawford is simply too small, while Canelo is far too big.
Anyone that thinks Crawford has a chance is a complete idiot. They have weight classes for a reason.
Too big? Too skilled?
Way too big, way too skilled. And this isn't a skill matchup. It has nothing to do with skill. It has to do with weight.
Sharing his concerns about the weight class, Teofimo Lopez acknowledged that Crawford moving up 3 divisions for a high-profile fight makes sense from a fan perspective. However, he admitted he sees Canelo Alvarez winning and predicted the fight would end with a knockout in the later rounds, around the 6th.
To be honest, first and foremost, I favor the fans. The fans, we want to see a great fight. We want to see the best fight the best. Even if the Crawford got to go up 3 weight classes to face the best and the king and the face of boxing of Canelo Alvarez. But I'm still going to go with my stablemate, Canelo Alvarez, with the win. Now, what decision? I think it's a late knockout. If not, it might end in 6.
The Schmo knows you love your combat sports. What do you make of Canelo, Terence Crawford? It's looking like Sin City in the fall. What do you make of that matchup?
I like big events, and I like that matchup. I like both fighters. I think the size disparity might be a little too much for Crawford to handle as much as I like him.
On the other hand, Andre Ward has openly stated that Crawford is the most skilled fighter he knows. He reflected on Crawford's exceptional physical and mental stamina, adding that his background in multiple sports gives him a unique edge and makes him truly one of a kind.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots.
Boots is one of my
Ennis.
favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this,
yeah.
it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. See a lot of guys that talk it, but until you get in that real fire.
Amid all this, Bob Arum shared his rather orthodox statement, noting that Canelo received $50 million to fight William Skull and now stands to make $100 million for facing Terence Crawford. He expressed doubt that Canelo would take real risks under those conditions, suggesting that such massive paydays are taking away from the true spirit of boxing.
You know, who knows with, you know, these guys getting so much money, what their incentive is to really perform. I mean, look what happened because, I mean, let's be honest about it. Canelo was in with not a very good fighter on Saturday, and he was getting $50 million to fight that, and he already had been promised $100 million to fight Crawford. So why would he take a chance, right? But that's no good for boxing.
Bob also reflected on how boxing used to be, noting that the old incentive structure encouraged fighters to take on exciting matchups, with the promise of even bigger paydays in future bouts. He believes that mindset has shifted, and now many fighters are more focused on massive one-time paydays, rather than delivering the kind of thrilling fights that once defined the sport.
You see, in the old days, when we had like a fighter like Sugar Ray Leonard or Oscar De La Hoya doing a fight, they had a reason to really give the crowd an entertaining fight because their next fight had already been agreed to, but they stood to make money, extra money from the pay-per-view, from the gate, so there was an incentive always for them to look good. Now that incentive is gone because they promised great money for their next fight.
Reflecting on the potential fight, Arum pointed out that if both Canelo and Crawford fought for real, it would be interesting. However, he expressed little interest in paying to watch the fight, suggesting that Canelo Alvarez has shown in his recent bouts that he's more focused on business than entertaining the crowd. On the other hand, Arum believes that Terence Crawford fights with genuine intensity and always gives his best in the ring.
I think it's terrific. It's very interesting. But again, if I had to pay money to watch that fight, I wouldn't do it because Canelo has shown in his last few fights that he's just a businessman. He's not in there to entertain the public. He just takes the big check. But again, if Canelo really fights, because I think it's safe to say Terence always fights. He doesn't know anything else. So then it could be a very good, interesting fight.
Meanwhile, Amir Khan advised Terence Crawford not to take the fight, stressing that the weight differences are significant for a reason. He emphasized that he doesn't see Crawford as being strong or big enough to overcome Canelo Alvarez.
It's a tough fight for. Look, I advise Crawford not to take a fight like that because I know what it's like when you give too much weight away. Even though Crawford is a big welterweight fighter and and he's a strong fighter as well. But look, Canelo is just a bit stronger and heavier in my opinion, and bigger and stronger.
At another time, Amir Khan voiced his support for Terence Crawford. While he acknowledged the weight differences, he gave Crawford a big round of applause for stepping up to face a beast like Canelo. Khan asserted that regardless of the circumstances, he will always stand behind Crawford.
I mean, look, there's weights for a reason in boxing, and even though I got a huge respect for Terence Crawford for showing the balls that he wants to go in the ring and fight a beast like Canelo. But like I said, Canelo, maybe Crawford sees something that, other people are not seeing against Canelo, which is like, maybe he's gone past the sell-by day. And maybe Crawford is the guy to catch him at the right time, so let's see. I mean, I think it's a brilliant fight. Let's see if it happens. But like I said, if it doesn't happen, obviously I'm going to support my boy, Terence Crawford, a good friend of mine. Obviously we fought each other, but sometimes you put that to a side, and he shared the training camp with me last time.
Amir Khan highlighted Crawford's exceptional fighting skills, noting his high boxing IQ. He stressed that people often overlook Crawford's punching power, which he believes deserves more credit. Having shared the ring with him, Khan admitted he's seen firsthand that Crawford has the power to hurt Canelo.
I wish him all the very best, and I think he can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? One thing about Terence Crawford, he has great box IQ.
Yeah.
His IQ is so perfect where he'll see everything. So yeah.
I was going to ask you that. When it comes to skills that Crawford may have, how much from sharing the ring with him and doing the camps with him, what benefits would Crawford had to be fighting against a bigger man? Is it the ring IQ, dominating the center? Like, what benefits do you think he has?
You need everything in the game. You need from your ring IQ. You need the movement, you need the power, you need the speed. And Crawford does hit hard. A lot of people don't give Crawford the credit for the punch power he has. But Crawford does hit hard. I mean, I've been in the ring with him. He's hit me hard. Obviously, the most powerful fighter in between the two is going to be Canelo. But I think Crawford still has enough power to hurt.
Reflecting on his thoughts, Terence Crawford expressed confidence in facing Canelo Alvarez. Acknowledging Canelo as the face of boxing, Crawford noted that fighting great fighters is what motivates him. As for the weight difference, he believes it will be settled in the ring. He also asserted that once they meet in the ring, everything will be made clear.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there, so that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Everyone's talking about the weight differences. What's your kind of response to that, Terence?
That's why we fight the fight. So September 12th, we all going to see if the weight going to make a difference or not.
As the excitement builds, the leaked training footage of Terence "Bud" Crawford and Shannon Sharpe has taken the boxing world by storm. In the video, Crawford displays his renowned switch-hitting skills and lightning-fast reflexes, while Sharpe, a former NFL star and current media personality, shows off his athleticism and enthusiasm to learn.
So, okay, let's just say you fight from the southpaw stance,
the orthodox,
and I'm gonna fight from
the southpaw. Or the orthodox?
This is my orthodox.
Yeah. So you want me to fight for southpaw?
Yeah. So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to stay inside? Or you trying to stay outside? Are you trying to step on my foot?
I ain't trying to step on your foot. It just depends on what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Because a lot of times you get a lot of headbutts with one guy's an orthodox and the other guy's a southpaw, correct?
I can let you take the outside, you know what I mean, and hit you with some shots. And I can step on the outside and hit you with some shots.
Right.
So it just depends on what I'm trying to do at the moment.
Right. I'm trying not to let you hit me with your power shot.
The footage not only showcases Crawford's exceptional skills, but also adds a layer of intrigue to the ongoing speculation about a potential fight between him and Canelo Alvarez. As the boxing community buzzes with excitement, this training session serves as a reminder of the dedication and prowess required to excel at the highest levels of the sport.
Oh! What you talking about? What you talking about in a minute?
He gonna be tired in a minute.
I'm already tired.
He gonna be tired in a minute. All right, now, Shannon. Sit back. Breathe, man. Now listen, you did good that round.
Okay.
But you didn't do good that round.
Okay, you're right.
I see what you're trying to do, but you gotta keep your hands up.
Okay.
Go back to the basics.
Okay.
1, 2. 1, 2.
Okay.
Keep the jab up.
Okay.
Come on, get out there, champ.
How many more minutes we got, coach?
Hey, get out there. You got another round.
During this training session, Terence Crawford also shared his thoughts on his motivation behind the fight. He highlighted that his focus has always been on winning, not losing, and that he has a purpose behind every fight. He asserted that this mindset keeps him fully prepared, ensuring he steps into the ring with only one goal: to win.
You know, so I'm fighting for my future, my kids' future. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it to win. I'm not gonna half do it. I'm not gonna half step it. I'm not gonna play around with it. I'm gonna try to win.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my motivation, my family, to secure them with generational wealth, with the businesses that I've created,
right?
The things that I put my money into, to teach them that anything is possible, and then not only that, for their kids,
right,
can live off of their great grandpa's success.
Terence Crawford also took a moment to reflect on the criticism he receives for stepping up to fight a big guy like Canelo. He pointed out that the question itself holds the answer, explaining that this is precisely why fighters take on such challenges, prove everyone wrong, and test their own perception in the ring.
He's fought all these guys. He's did all these things to these guys. Terence Crawford is great at a lower weight class, but we don't know if Terence Crawford can take the punches in the arms or take the overhand right or the uppercut or the right hand. We don't know, but that's why we fight.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of what ifs, you know, that a lot of fans is asking, or in their mind, what I can't do.
Right.
You know.
And the last time he fought somebody that had speed was Floyd. He's never seen anybody with speed like Bud Crawford.
But, you know, that's why we're gonna fight.
With each passing day, Terence Crawford is fine-tuning his fighting techniques to assert his dominance against Canelo Alvarez in the ring. In one of the clips, he showcases his impressive shadow boxing skills and refined footwork as he prepares for the most anticipated fight of his career. Dismissing criticism from those who believe the fight isn't worth it, Terence emphasized that his bout with Canelo would be one for the history books. He even asserted that a Canelo versus the Benavidez fight wouldn't generate as much attention or numbers, calling his own matchup with Canelo an electrifying event.
Terence Crawford Canelo is the biggest fight in boxing right now today. There's no other fight out there that's bigger than Canelo.
So you think your fight would do bigger numbers than Benavidez Canelo?
100%. 100%. Let me tell you. African American, Mexican, they always made for the biggest fights in history. Going way back to Pernell Whitaker, Chavez.
Yeah.
You know, so it's gonna be, you know what I mean, electrifying. You know, I can easily go fight Virgil Ortiz or Fundor or whoever to, you know what I mean, make a quick buck or make a quick little penny. But
Crawford further emphasized that he has plenty of other fighters he can face to earn money after the biggest fight of his career. In his view, fighting Canelo is about chasing legacy, not just a paycheck. He added that once they both step into the ring, all the hype surrounding the fight will finally have its moment to be realized.
I'm looking at the bigger picture. You know, this is a legacy fight. This is a generational fight, you know, that will be talked about for years.
Terence Crawford also revealed his key to beating Canelo Alvarez, pointing out that he has superior speed and reach. While he acknowledged that Canelo has power and strength, Crawford emphasized that his sharper boxing skills will be the difference maker and will allow him to dominate in the ring.
You going into a bigger weight class like that, you know what I mean, you size him up and you see, you know, your advantages and his advantages. You know, I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. You know, he might got the size, the power. You know, I feel like, you know, I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Moving on, Crawford dismissed Canelo's claims of calling him an easy fight. He shared his thoughts on Canelo's approach, pointing out that his high financial demands suggest he senses a real threat. Crawford made it clear that this time around, Canelo's legacy will be seriously tested.
If I'm easy work, I heard him say I'm easy work. If I was easy work, well, you know, you would take all that money that he's offering you. But yet and still, he want $200 million for Benavidez, and he want $150 million to fight me. So that just lets me know right there that I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to him. I'm a threat to his legacy.
Praising Terence Crawford, Roy Jones Jr. also spoke out, asserting that this is the perfect matchup for him. He noted that Crawford is going to give Canelo a tough challenge, calling the matchup an ideal fit for Crawford's style. As for the weight difference, Jones believes Crawford will handle it just fine.
Bud, Canelo, you know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, But if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough one. So right now, I think it go either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that's been up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. If you get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit, get to the weight limit.
Meanwhile, Virgil Ortiz Jr. called a potential fight with Terence Crawford his dream legacy bout, praising Crawford's boxing IQ, speed, and power. He admitted it's a fight he wishes could happen, but revealed that Crawford has told him he plans to retire after his fight with Canelo Alvarez in September.
It would have been Crawford. I would have loved to fight him. No, respectfully, the dude is fucking high in IQ and boxing ability and all that, but it's not gonna happen. I'm pretty sure he's gonna retire after this. I mean, he told me himself.
At the same time, praising Crawford, Teddy Atlas pointed out that he is mentally a very strong fighter. Addressing concerns about the weight class, Atlas argued that since Crawford has already successfully moved up 3 divisions, facing Canelo won't be a major problem for him.
You got to remember, he's already moved up 3 weight classes. So now you're talking 6, if you add on 3, you know? Yeah, my math is different than yours, being that I've been in this business my whole life. So 6 is a lot, 6 weight classes. That's a lot. 3, you know, he had the skeleton for it. Does he have the skeleton to go up 6? I don't know that he does, but I know he's got this. I know he's got this. I know he's got the character, and I know he's got the mind. I know he has special gifts that very few fighters have. The only 2 I know that have it right now is him and Inoue.
Teddy went on to assert that Crawford possesses skills that very few in the boxing world have. He praised Crawford's impeccable timing, noting that Crawford has the ability to slow things down for himself, making it difficult for his opponents to anticipate his game plan. Looking at Crawford's preparation, Atlas highlighted that he's doing a great job and will certainly pose a threat to Canelo.
Crawford's got those things. Crawford has the ability to slow things down in the ring that very few people have, and to see things that nobody else can see because he slows it down, where other people don't see it. And that's what makes his timing so special. Yeah, he's got great power, he carried it up. Yeah, he's got good hand speed. Yeah, he's got all that. He's got good technique. His coaches do a tremendous job with him. But the timing is impeccable. It's better than anyone else's. Why? Because of this, because he's able, his vision in the ring, his eyes, but he's able to slow things down for himself, where he can see things in a slow pace that someone else sees in a blur.
Furthermore, Teddy pointed out that Crawford possesses incredible elements in his fighting style that very few fighters have. Sharing his excitement for the match, he described it as an excellent fight that will not only be electrifying, but will also bring everyone back to the 80s style of boxing.
When a guy has that ingredient, and very, very few have, I can't count him out in anything. I can't count, because another thing he's got going for him. For him at this point, yeah, everyone wants to get paid, and God bless him. Anyone who gets in that ring should get paid for the risk they take. And I'm so happy he's getting paid, and he's gotten paid now. But for him, it's more. It's legacy, it's challenge. It's what we used to see in the 80s.
As the countdown to the epic showdown between Crawford and Canelo continues, the excitement is building with every expert opinion and training clip. Who will emerge victorious in this battle of legacies? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breaking news and in-depth analysis. This fight is shaping up to be one for the history books.